What is good, everybody? It's your boy Sports PSP. Hope everyone's enjoying a fantastic day. Sorry if I sound a little bitter, a little angry. I try to make sure I do the best job I possibly can to stay upright so y'all can have the best type of show. But today is not that type of day. It is not the type of day. And I think you know to exactly what I'm referring to. In case if anyone is familiar of my podcast, the Sports PSP podcast, anyone who knows me knows I am a Washington Commanders fan. Last night against the Seattle Seahawks, one of the worst performances I ever witnessed from the Washington Commanders. Last night was horrendous. I mean, Sam Darnold against the Washington Commanders looked like Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes. He was shredding the Commanders' defense. You look at Sam Darnold and his numbers. 21 of 24, 330 yards, 4 touchdown passes. Yeah, he threw an interception, but that was in garbage time. Seattle had a huge lead anyway. With a passer rating of 141 and a QBR on a scale of 0 to 100, 97.8. Jackson Smith-Njigba, of course, having an historic season, 8 catches, 129 yards. He's a few yards shy away of 1,000 yards. Torrey Horton, the Seahawks rookie wide receiver, he had 2 touchdowns. I knew that Washington, again, this is the oldest roster in the NFL with an average age of 28.1. Key veterans on the Commanders roster: Bobby Wagner, 35 years old, Von Miller, 36 years old. Speaking of the Washington Commanders' age, I'm reading it on Google, AI overview. The Washington Commanders have the oldest roster in the NFL with an average age of 28.1 years old as of the 2025 season. Notes this NBC Sports article. This is the first time any team has had an average age this high since the metric began being tracked in 2012, according to this MSN article. The team, as I mentioned, features several prominent veterans, including 35-year-old Bobby Wagner and 36-year-old Von Miller. And it also, their average age, it has surpassed previous records set by 2 teams. That was the New Orleans Saints in 2023 and the Oakland Raiders back in 2018 at 27.4 years old. Reports from MSN and NBC Sports. The problem that I have with Washington, before I get into the main issue, is that once again, just even with new ownership, they can't learn from their ways. They have to stop relying, depending on name brand players who are not at their prime. Now, if you want to say Bobby Wagner, okay, he's familiar with Dan Quinn because of the Legion of Boom defense, their days in Seattle, fine. But Von Miller, okay, because prior to the season, Washington was coming off an NFC Championship appearance. And Von Miller, another opportunity to capture his 3rd championship. Von, I'm sorry, you might as well leave Washington once this season is over. You deserve better. Zach Ertz, I appreciate what you did for the Commanders last year, but you deserve better as well. You need to get up out of here. Because Washington keeps bringing on players, name brand, that are over 30 or not at their prime. And let me get to the main issue. Jaden Daniels, our star quarterback, who we selected with the number 2 overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft. Obviously, 3 quarterbacks were selected. in the top 3. Caleb Williams, number 1 to Chicago, Jaden Daniels to Washington, Drake May to New England. You knew Jaden Daniels, if you're Washington, you knew Jaden Daniels has had durability issues this season. He suffered a sprained knee injury against the Green Bay Packers. He suffered a hamstring injury weeks before last night's game against Seattle. He suffered a hamstring injury against the Dallas Cowboys. This is his first game back since the hamstring injury. Seattle had a 30-point or more lead over the Commanders. Why in the hell would you allow Jaden Daniels on the field knowing you were getting blown out and knowing the fact that he has had durability issues this season? And Terry McLaurin, his number 1 target, could not play due to a quad injury. Washington's receiver core has been decimated. Him, Deebo Samuel had to miss some games. He did play last night. Luke McCaffrey, who did play last night, couldn't finish the rest of the game and is probably going to be out for the remainder of the season due to a broken collarbone. The offensive line, look, I thought we were going to get something once we traded up to get Laramie Tunsil. Washington's offensive line hasn't been much of an improvement. Cliff Kingsbury, your offense is too damn predictable, and you're not creative. And yes, one could expect you not to be this creative, given that your receiving core, your offensive talent has been decimated, but your offense throughout the season has been too predictable. It's as predictable as Zion Williamson's choice for woman. That's how bad it's been. And but Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury. Jaden Daniels suffered a dislocated elbow in last night's game. I refuse to show the photo or video. It was disgusting. It was painful to see Jaden Daniels with that injury. And this is something I will say, and I will continue to say. Washington, I am concerned about Jaden Daniels' size. Let me be clear. I want to state this again. I never doubted nor questioned Jaden Daniels' talent, his production coming out of LSU. My major concern with Jaden Daniels was his size in terms of his weight. He is a skinny QB. I'm afraid with Jaden Daniels, it's like deja vu all over again. PSP, what exactly do you mean, deja vu? Well, look at 12 years ago before we drafted Jaden Daniels. Robert Griffin III, better known as RG3. Just like Jaden Daniels, former Heisman Trophy winner, number 2 overall pick, and during their rookie seasons, rookie phenoms. RG3 made the Pro Bowl just like Jaden Daniels, made the playoffs, helped Washington win the division in 2012, won Offensive Rookie of the Year just like Jaden Daniels. Later on in his career, he was hurt. Now, yes, RG3, it was reported that he and his father, they talked to Washington management about changing the style offense, the spread offense that he ran at Baylor, and he wanted a more pro-style offense. He wanted to be a pocket passer like Peyton Manning. RG3, if you go on his social media, whether X, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, if you saw RG3's reaction to Jaden Daniels' injury last night, that should tell you all you need to know how devastating it was for Washington fans. Because it's been a long time since we had a quarterback of that caliber. And yet again, injuries. And I understand, and I talked to the big fella, Undisputed World Champ. Please go make sure you like and subscribe to his podcast with Flash and BRF. And he was trying to make a case. Look, Michael Vick has had injuries. Lamar Jackson has had injuries. So give it some time. But damn all of that, champ. I've been trying to tell you about this organization for far too long. This is Washington you got to look at. You have to factor and take that into consideration. And you know what's worse for Washington? And you know who's getting the last laugh? Not the Philadelphia Eagles or the Dallas Cowboys or the New York Giants. One Daniel Snyder, the disgraced owner of the Washington Commanders. He's getting the last laugh because we all know how horrendous he was as an owner, both on and off the football field, such as the draft, the free agent signing of Albert Hainsworth, bringing in Adam Archuleta while you had a safety in Ryan Clark. He's getting the last laugh because with this new ownership, he's laughing because, hey, Washington, deja vu all over again. Only this time, I ain't there. I got my money after I sold the team to the new ownership. And Washington now, they just can't help themselves. They can't get out of their own way. As far as I'm concerned, Jaden Daniels should sit out for the remainder of the season. I don't want to hear any justification or excuse for Dan Quinn or Cliff Kingsbury as to why you allow Jaden Daniels on the football field. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear any comments. I don't want to hear any reports. I don't want to hear nothing. There should be no excuse for this team and for the coaching staff to allow Jaden Daniels on the football field. That's a fireable offense. Inexcusable. This is the type of day Dan Quinn, Cliff Kingsbury not only should have their check confiscated. If this were a day or a time to fire, let them go, that would be it. After stupidity. That last night, what you saw from the Commanders getting blown out and allowing their franchise quarterback on the football field, knowing that they were blown out, that is the epitome, the ultimate epitome of stupidity. Dumb, idiotic, ridiculous. And if you look at Washington, the season's over. You might as well shut Jaden Daniels down, get him ready for next season, meanwhile focus on the 2026. Because if you look at the Washington Commanders, you look at their remaining schedule, they got a home game against the Detroit Lions. They're coming off a tough loss against the Minnesota Vikings. Then they got the Miami Dolphins. Then they have a bye week. After the bye week, they have Denver, Sunday night, NBC. Then they got to go on the road to Minnesota, on the road to face the New York Giants, a home game against the Philadelphia Eagles, another home game against the Dallas Cowboys, and they finish the season on the road against Philadelphia. Tell me, what's the likelihood they're going to make the playoffs, make a wild card spot? Forget the division, because we all know it's going to be probably Philly to win the division. They ain't winning a damn thing. They're not getting to the playoffs. Not with this roster, as I mentioned, the oldest roster in the NFL, with the amount of injuries that they've had. It was inexcusable to allow Jaden Daniels on the football field and for him to get hurt. Again, this is deja vu to RG3 because of them injuries and because of the concerns about Jaden Daniels' size. This is why I said I wanted Drake May with the number 2 overall pick, because Drake May is a bigger quarterback than Jaden Daniels, and he's also that damn good. The New England Patriots right now have the number one, are right now one of the top teams in the AFC as we speak. Drake May's in the conversation for the league MVP. And New England is on top of their division. Inexcusable. This last night was the ultimate epitome of stupidity. And if you look at Washington throughout this season, I'm going to read you the stats defensively, according to Pro Football Reference. They are 31st in the NFL in passing defense. Only the Cincinnati Bengals have a worse passing defense than the Washington Commanders. In team defense, they are 26. In rushing defense, they are 25th. And in scoring defense, they are 22nd. Shut down the rest of the season. Shut down Jaden Daniels. Focus on 2026, because with the remaining schedule, with the amount of injuries Washington has accumulated, and oh, by the way, it's been reported that Marshawn Lattimore, the Commanders, fear he may have torn his ACL. Washington, moving forward after this season, they must do a better job drafting and developing younger talent. They cannot continuously rely on older players with name brands. You have to establish a new culture. You're not learning anything. You're taking a page out of Dan Snyder's book. Inexcusable. And Dan Quinn, should he be fired? If this were a time for him to be fired, it should be last night. But I don't think Washington is going to let him go. But mark my words, if they see him having another lackluster season, Dan Quinn out the door. And if I'm Josh Harris, Magic Johnson, especially Magic Johnson, who just a few days ago, congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers for winning the World Series back-to-back. It's a testament to how great they are a team. It's a testament to how Magic Johnson is as an executive. But if I'm Magic Johnson, you know I'm a part of this Washington Commanders franchise. I am furious. I am pissed with what I saw last night, getting blown out, and for my franchise quarterback to be hurt. Totally inexcusable. Unjustifiable. I'll say it again. The ultimate epitome of stupidity. Washington Commanders, season over. Focus on 2026. Bench Jaden Daniels. Sit him out for the remainder of the season. I don't want to see him play anymore this season. Go with Marcus Mariota. You're not going to fire Dan Quinn. I don't know what you want to do as far as an offensive coordinator. I don't mind you moving on from Cliff Kingsbury. If you keep him, I need to see more creativity with this offense, and I need to see something from this organization. Those are my thoughts, man. But please leave your comments in the comment section below. What do you make of last night's game between the Seattle Seahawks versus the Washington Commanders? Did Washington reach an all-time low? And so much more. It's your boy Sports PSP. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.